Welcome back to Tanares Adventures. Flanks06 here, doing another hero reveal video for Tanares Adventures, Tanares RPG. We got 3 new heroes ready to show off, and hope you guys are ready. Here we go. All right. Our 3 new heroes for this week's reveal is Lordwrath the Shadow Knight, who is a bruiser, Cheiron the Tycoon Redeemer, and Orthus the Warlock, the Commander. So we have 3 different classes here, another Commander, which we have quite a few of those, so you guys are going to be seeing a lot of those through the coming weeks. So let's get started here, starting with Lordwrath the Shadow Knight. So Lordwrath, of course, as a bruiser, has more health there. He's got the Dark Manipulation ability, range 1, 1 enemy, drawback. You cannot move this turn after this attack resolves. 12 damage on hit, and the effect is move 2 enemies in 5 squares of you. So real great movement potential there, but basically you kind of need to set this up. You can't go and like corner somebody with it. So that's the idea with that drawback there. All right, Mind Trap, hit range 2, 1 enemy, benefit, you move 3, so some good movement there for the benefit. 12 damage on hit, decent hit there. And then the effect is name an enemy, attack, it cannot be made. However, if the enemy that owns it cannot make a primary attack, the named attack can be made and the enemy becomes cursed once per turn. So pretty long text here. Basically, you can prevent somebody from using a primary attack, but if for some reason that there's a case where they wouldn't have anything else to use for that primary attack, then basically they just become cursed. So example that would be like if they had one of their other primary attacks stolen from them and they only had one, then that would probably be the case for this. All right, moving on here to the special attack, Glooming Thoughts. Range 8, ranged ability here for a bruiser character. That is pretty good. 20 damage on hit, plus the effect of a permanent. Choose an enemy. It can only target enemies within 3 squares of it. So you got to get really close. This is absolutely devastating for any range classes, especially I'd say shooters. This you put this on a shooter character and they will not be able to do their passive at all, which is pretty deadly there. All right, Shadow Grasp, range 8, another range attack, 1 target, benefit +2 to the attack roll, 0 damage on the hit, but that's okay because you get a pull effect here of 7, and then for each square that it moves, transfer 2 hit points from it to you. So basically you can get up to 14 damage on the enemy and 14 healing for you, so that brings it up to 28 transfer. So that is a really good trade there, but it's just purely through effects. So that is Lordwrath the Shadow Knight, a bruiser. All right, moving on to Cheiron here, Tycoon Redeemer. We've seen another similar character this where they kind of get a couple choices. So we'll start here with double channeling. 1 enemy, 8 damage on hit. The effect, choose a hero. So you get to choose heal 6 a hero, or a hero is empowered by 3, which is the standard, and toughened 3 once per turn, once each per turn. So that is actually really, really good. It's very rare that you see 2 effects given on especially a primary. There is one other character that gets something similar, and that is Askren through his celestial armor ability. But in this case, it's a primary. So this is a very, very powerful primary attack there. Moving on to Stream of Balance, range 8, 1 enemy. You may choose not to apply your triggered passive. 12 damage on hit, plus the effect, the target is distracted 3 once per turn. Distracted means that when you roll your attack dice, then that person would have essentially 3 lower than what they actually rolled. So say you roll a 6 just hitting somebody, now that turns into a value of 3. Then if your passive was not triggered or applied, deal 3 damage to another enemy. So you get a little bit of damage there. Basically, you're choosing between that healing or doing a little extra damage. Okay, then moving on to the specials, Cycle of Life and Death, range 8, 1 enemy. Drawback on this one, 6 residual damage, but 20 damage on hit. Not too bad for a healer. And then a dead ally revives with 20 hit points and no special attacks. Place it within 5 squares of you. So a special ability there where you get a pretty, I'd say, moderate damage, and you are getting to revive and heal an ally for 20 hit points. So basically a trade of 40. So that is very, very strong, mostly because you're getting all that extra damage in there. All right, moving on to Power Offering, range 8, 1 enemy. Drawback, you or an ally take 6 damage. So someone's got to, there's the trade-off. This is with, especially this character, a lot of trade. You pick one thing or the other. The effect, on hit, 8 damage, plus the effect, heal 28 to a hero. And then the second effect is 2 combatants swap 1 unspent special attack. You cannot swap attacks that can't be removed, copied, or that apply permanent effects. There actually is quite a few abilities that now have permanent effects, so I guess in some ways it's a little bit limited by that last item in there. But getting a massive heal and being able to, so it's 2 combatants. So basically you could set this up to swap with an enemy's special, and maybe get a powerful special that they have and swap it for one maybe that's not quite as good, or basically what's good about this one is the versatility. It allows you to choose some specials that might be able to benefit you a little bit better depending on your situation. So that is Cheiron the Tycoon Redeemer, a healer from and just to clarify too, Lordwrath here is from Tanares Adventures. Cheiron is a character from Tanares RPG. And now our last character, who is from Tanares Adventures as well, Orthus the Warlock, who is a commander. So he has Crimson Rays, range 8, 2 enemies, 5 damage per hit, plus the effect, heal 5 to a hero, so you can get up to the 10 damage there if you get both hits, and then the 5 for the heal. So low values, a little bit more rolling involved there, but you can get up to 15, so that's actually pretty powerful. Moving on to his other primary, Flames of Calamity, range 8, 1 enemy, 5 damage on hit, move 1 the target, move 3 the Cerberus, which the Cerberus is the pet of Orthus, and this turn you may use its special feature without paying its hit points. So let's just look at that real quick before we move on to the specials so you guys understand. So Cerberus here, very much standard stats, but on your turn you may pay 6 hit points until the end of your turn. All squares in range 1 of Cerberus are lava, in addition to other terrains. Cerberus takes no damage from it. So a couple things to clarify here on this. Basically, the idea is I'd kind of say it's almost like Cerberus decides to flame on, and at any point, basically. So you can do this on your turn, even on Cerberus's turn. And you can basically turn all the areas around him as he's moving into lava, and damage anybody around him when he's moving into squares adjacent to them. The other thing to keep in mind, though, is this actually does affect your own character, Orthus, and any allies. So you got to be careful about this. Placement's going to be very vital with this character. So jumping back to Flames of Calamity, basically you do this. So you don't need to, you can use that ability without actually paying that hit points. So that is a pretty strong effect there. Pretty much you're not having to give up that 6 health. So in total, it's kind of like a trade of 11 total on Flames of Calamity. All right, moving on to his special Infernal Pact, range 8, 1 ally dead or alive. 0 damage on hit, but that's okay here because you get the effect of healing 22 to the target or revive the target and place it in range 5 of you with 22 hit points and its unspent special attacks. Also, it regains 1 special attack not in effect. Also, you permanently apply Cursed to the target. So, yep, that's right. There are some really good things about this. Infernal Pact, basically you're getting that choice of either healing somebody or you are going to resurrect somebody, and they also, in both cases, they're getting a spent special attack back. That's really good. One other character has that, or something similar to that. That is Revenge of the Dead here on Zafara, who gets back a special attack to an ally, and that is very powerful. So the downside of this is you are cursing that target once per turn. So that means they will roll the dice twice and take that worst result. So not great about there, but it can still be very beneficial to get this when you need it. All right, moving on to this special here, Hell Hunger, range 8, 1 enemy, 20 damage on hit, plus the effect permanent. Cerberus can make an extra basic attack at the end of its movement once per turn. So getting basically 8 damage there. Plus, you know, of course, you're going to get that passive as well, assuming that you are close enough for it. So up to 10 damage just between your passive and the pet there. So that's it adds up. Basically, a lot of the stuff in this game, it adds up. So getting those extra attacks and 20 damage on that hit there. But really, that permanent's going to keep working it. So that is it for our reveal today. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of quick preview. Let me know what you guys think of these 3 new heroes. Which is your favorite character of the 3 that we looked at? Is it going to be Orthus here, the Warlock? There is his miniature right there, and his Cerberus. Both of these core sculpts. Is it Cheiron, the Tycoon Redeemer? Or is it Lordwrath, the Shadow Knight? So all of these brand new characters going to be joining the rest of the crew here, and even more options for you guys to start trying out. They are now available in Tabletop Simulator. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, we will see you at the next one.